Hey. You know what day it is because you see this right here. It's Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. Uh, uh, uh. Hey. How y'all doing? Listen, it's your girl, Detra Trueheart, your life purpose generator, purpose provoker, and I Speak Life mentor, here with another weekly tip, tool, strategy, resource to help you get out of your own way, get to the business of living so that you can get unstuck and get started with Tuesday Tea with D. And so this week, of course, I got me some tea. I bought a new tea. It's an elderberry, blackberry tea by Tavo. Child. Listen, mm, it's so good. I got to take 2 sips. Y'all hold on for 1 second. Oh goodness, it's so good. It's when I say so good, it is so good. Y'all know I love a good tea. So let me just say this really quickly. This week's message is really dedicated to my event that's happening December 11th, 12th, and 13th. And so if you have not heard about it, it is the I Speak Life Live virtual remix, which is really just my signature event that I've done probably the last 3 or 4 years. I did my first event. I did one in 2015, 16, 17, 18, no event in 2019. We're back right with 2020, but it's a virtual remix. And so you can check out all the details at iSpeaklifelive.com. Early bird registration is happening right now. It ends November 30th. But I really wanted to, I've been, just having conversation over the last month. We've been doing 30 Days of Thanks Live, which if you haven't been joining me live every night at 10 p.m. for the month of November 2020, depending upon when you're watching and listening to this. And so one of the things that just has been coming up on multiple occasions is the idea of, that the Lord gave me probably, it's been over a year now, but in my journal, he said to me that you can't have a winning season without a training season. And this is a conversation that we're really going to dive into at my event, but I really want to give you a little taste. I want to just, whet your appetite a little bit, just because I think it's an important conversation just to be having with you in general, right? I'm not going to go into all of the details, but here's what I will say is that it takes you being of the mindset that in order for you to have a winning season, you got to have a training season. There cannot be, this is specifically what the Lord spoke to me and said, there cannot be a winning season without a training season. And so I was a dancer for over 20 years, a competitive dancer who won, right? I have trophies, receipts to prove it, as a pageant contestant and a pageant queen, a pageant winner, right? Not just someone who did pageants, but I won pageants and I have trophies, multiple trophies, receipts to prove it. I understand that mindset of training to win. And he took me back to that and said, you got to remember what it was like to compete and to train and the discipline it takes in order to win in a specific area of your life. Right. And so this year, in December, the theme for the event is get out of your own way and get in position. And so in order for us to really position ourselves and really get in position so God can propel us, we have to prepare and posture and position ourselves so that we are ready, so that when we show up on stage, we actually are ready to win, to perform, to captivate the audience and take the crown, take the trophy, take the title, right? When you look at athletes who are supreme athletes, who like literally are like the bomb in what they do, they train heavily. Literally, when you talk about the Olympics, they train heavily for 4 years for one opportunity. 4 years for one opportunity. They understand that there are certain things that they can't eat, certain places they can't go, certain things that they can't do. There's a certain mindset that they take on when they are in training mode for a competition, for a game. And so I wanted to drop this because as you begin to close out 2020, hopefully you have not thrown the year away, but as we're preparing to close out 2020, we've got about 5 to 6 more weeks, maybe 4 or 5 weeks now that we're into a new week, 5 to 6 more weeks to go, whatever it is, 4 to 6, 5 to 6, whatever. But we got a short amount of time, right? And so as we are preparing to close out 2020 and preparing to go into 2021, there is a season of training that we have to go through in order to posture ourselves for this next season and this next level in our lives, right? And so maybe you are at a space where you're feeling stagnant, you're feeling stuck. You understand that you are on the verge of something, but you're really not sure what it is that you're on the verge of, but you want to be able to prepare for it. I want to position you. I want to help you get in position. I want to help give you the tools that will help you to prepare, to posture yourself, and to position yourself so that when God shows up to propel you and provoke you and to push you out into that space, right? You get on stage, you're ready. I've said this to some of the young ladies that I mentor, and even in my nonprofit, my girls program that I run, which is a pageant. It's a scholarship and enrichment program. And the pageant component, I always tell them that what you do in rehearsal is what you're going to do on stage. And so for many of you, I'm going to tell you that what you're doing now in rehearsal is what you're going to do on stage, which means if you're not doing anything now, you're not doing anything now, you're not going to do anything then. Right? If you're not training now, you're not going to win then. And so you have to change how you're moving in this space, despite everything that is going on in the country and in the world and in your cities and states and all of that. You still have an assignment. You still have a role to play. You still have, right, some training that you have to do. And if you expect to win the race, win the competition, win the pageant, win in this next season that you're getting ready to go into, you're going to have to train for it. That means you're going to have to show up to rehearsal. That means that there's going to have to be a different mindset, a different perspective. You're going to have to speak different. You're going to have to operate different. You're probably going to even have to challenge and train your emotions to be different, right? There is a holistic view, right? There's even a spiritual perspective of how you see things differently. And so I want to challenge you to go to iSpeaklife Live to register, because that's just one of the sessions that we're going to be talking about, one of the types of conversations that we're going to be having. And if that resonated with you, I want to invite you to join us, right? And so it's December 11th, 12th, and 13th. It is a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is $97, less than $35 a day. And that's the early bird. It's 50% off of the regular investment. And more importantly, it's 3 days of training, coaching, equipping, and imparting. And it's going to be powerful. I'm just going to tell you that. And so if that's something that, again, piques your interest and you're like, man, like, I think I really need to make this investment in myself, because guess what? You are the best investment that you can make in yourself. I want to invite you to show up, right? And more importantly, I want to invite you to show up for you. I feel like, as I'm closing this thing out, that you need to know that it's okay to show up for you. Like, you've been showing up for everybody else, child. You've been putting everybody else on your schedule. You've been making time for everybody else. I want to challenge you to create space and time for you to attend 3 days of this event with me. Create space for you, invest in you, love on you, right? Make time for you so that you can be your best you, and really for everybody else. Makes no sense for you to continue to pour into other people, but you don't make time for you yourself to be poured back into so that your cup can be filled back up. So with that being said, I'm about to go and finish this good old cup of tea. Child, listen, this is so good. I want you to share this message with whoever you know, everybody you know. I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me at youtube.com/Teacher Trueheart. You can find me at LinkedIn at linkedin.com/n/Teacher Trueheart. And then you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at TrueheartSpeaks. So if you just type in at TrueheartSpeaks, or you can type in my name, but TrueheartSpeaks Enterprises, I will pop up. And so I want you to make sure you're following me, liking, subscribing on all of those pages, and also turn on the notification so that you know when I post, as well as when I go live, and you don't miss all the juiciness. Okay. So with that being said, I will see you next time for another edition of Tuesday Tea with D. I hope you enjoyed the tea that I shared today. Make sure you share it with somebody. Take care.